Good evening. Hi, I'm Sandy Wainwright, and I'm here to present my media presentation for our class Comms 532 Media Technology and Communications. We're using the chapter that I chose was chapter 21 out of our textbook Communication Technology, Update and Fundamentals. I'm going to be presenting the Internet. I am so excited and I cannot wait. So we are going to just jump right on in and let it all rip. Okay, let's go to the next slide. It's introducing the Internet. It's the humble beginnings for the military project during the Cold World War of the United States government, and they wanted to maintain a communication system. It was the function of the country being attacked by missiles, existing radios and transmitters and telephones were disabled. The solution was to transmit information in small bits to travel faster and send easily in paths without being disrupted. This was what brought us to the Internet, the crucial tool which we use every day today. This technology for work and education, relationships, and entertainment. However, the common use of this technology is just flat out communication. So let's go on to the next slide. The beginnings of the Internet. The integral part of the technology is called the World Wide Web. The World Wide Web is our user-friendly access of the network. It provides audio-visual format as well as graphical interface and is easier than remembering computer codes. The outcome of the user for using the World Wide Web would be the ability to browse, search, and share information among the network. The impact of the users of the Internet exists in common, diverse, and influence people's understanding of issues such as health, government, and community. It's changed our form of traditional communication with our family and our friends. You remember where to communicate you would have to pick up the phone or send a letter. Well, now you can send a message and get a response instantaneously. The Internet has enhanced personal autonomy, allowing functionalities effectively for people to rely on physical institutions such as banks, post office, paying debts, sending messages. Let's move to the next slide. The Internet background. The birth of the Internet occurred in 1968 by, and I'm probably going to say this wrong, but just bear with me. I think it's ARPANET, which is the Advancement Research Project Agency network. It was the first collection of network computers to transfer information remote locations using packet switching. The additional information and research using the computer network personal communication. The form of communication established is email accounts that allowed users to have personally identifiable usernames with an @ sign, followed by the name of the host computer system. The students of the University of North Carolina and Duke University developed what we call Usenet in 1976. It served as an electronic bulletin board allowed users on the network to post thoughts on different topics through email. The Usenet expanded and included other computers that were not allowed by the ARPANET. In 1986, ARPANET was replaced by NSFNet. It features upgraded high-speed and fiber optic technology. The upgrade allowed more bandwidth, faster network connections, because the network of supercomputers throughout the country. The general public now access the internet through what we call service providers, or ISPs, such as American Online, CompuServe, and Prodigy. Every computer and server on the internet is assigned a unique IP address. Let's move to the next screen. As information, as we know, we call the internet the point and click. Information on the internet in 1989, Tim Berners-Lee created graphical interface for accessing the internet, and this was the intervention of the World Wide Web. The functionality of the World Wide Web is using the concept of hyperlinks and common language of unique resources of URLs. The hyperlinks are simply acquired by clicking on a word, a picture, and its domain name serves, which locates the IP address and of the information. The user's computer then is able to display text, video, image, audio as been requested. The IP and domain names is how the navigation occurs in the World Wide Web. The IP the IP address actually works on the back end by a set of numbers and actual addresses. These names and numbers are assigned by ICANN, ICANN, which is Internet Corporation for Assigned Names and Numbers. It was a total of 1.6 billion users on the internet. ICANN maintains two different sets of top-level domains, such as edu.com or org. Where there are also country codes, which, like, you have Brazil has BR, you have Canada, which is CA, and Russia, which is RU. Let's move to the next slide. What made the internet popular? The internet, being the most rapidly adopted consumer technology, like the radio, which took 38 years to attract 50 million Americans, while the internet only was 4 years that attract a comparable audience at that size. The next dynamics of making the internet popular would be the advancement of hardware and software because of primary factors to spread the wide adoption of the internet. The federal government imposed minimum legal regulations on technology, and it contributed to early infiltration of technology. The internet's growth attracted certain web features like applications, online gaming, radio, instant messaging, health-focused websites, and pornography. The development of retail shopping was another growth for the popularity of users. With this, the concept of e-commerce came into play. The transaction completed over computer-mediated network and use of transferring of ownership or rights of users' goods and services. I'm going to journey on to the next slide. The internet is the social place to be. The social interaction cultivates new relationships as well as maintains existing bonds of friends and family. However, pros and cons of the internet reaching the interpersonal communications can reflect forms of conflict in the internet. It can be enhanced or harmful to the relationship. The research has reflected that the internet activity like game playing on social media can improve online face-to-face peer relationship. Finally, it has influenced positive, sensitive of identity for adolescents and their quality of friendships. and parent and child dynamics by watching videos online can enhance relationships. The con of social the interaction is just a level of concern of safety for parents where their children are concerned. They are challenged with negotiating rules and monitoring the control of the internet usage. Social media usage has impacted and grown 50% by teens by the use of mobile phones through the ages of 13 to 17. Being friending and Facebook and other social sites. The social sites also, which has caused the greatest influence of the internet, causing like a $2 billion income, is the online dating industry. It's consisting of at least 1,400 websites. In 2015, 15% of American adults use online dating mobile sites or dating apps. We'll go to the next screen, or next slide, excuse me. The political of internet. The political influence of social networking has become an essential tool for the use of Twitter and Facebook. Provides technical infrastructure, organize and activate political movements and influence significant events. The campaign toolbox using network because it's an inexpensive way for voters or to generate voter support in months of leading up to elections. It's also a great way of getting the voters' email address, geographical location, and personal interest. In 2010 to 2014, it revealed that Americans whom follow political figures on social media has risen from 10% to 16%. Demographically, this growth has occurred from the ages of 30 to 49 by the using of their cell phones, tracking political news as well as campaign coverage has doubled. Let's move to the next slide. The online experience, the internet marketing, has consisted in instability because of the traditional message of the web. It's led consumers to develop immunity against ads, causing conversion rates and decline in traditional advertisement. Because of the internet and social networking dialogue, it needs more of a two-way communication dialogue with the consumer. The campaign is not just writing the press release. You need to have that identity conversation, comparing and with the companies showing the product and the competitors, as well as how to get them engaged. Online marketing campaigns allows marketers to gain information of potential customers, as well as targets efforts to specific user groups. Studies have the outcome produced that content marketing results in 3 times more leads than regular marketing efforts performing through search engines. Let's go to the next slide. Pew Research states that in 2015, 73% of Americans go online on a daily basis, 21% online constantly. When we look at the demographics, the younger generation is using the internet. When we break it down by age factor, 18 to 29 is using the internet with a 97% saturation. 93% with the ages of 30 to 49, 88% from the ages of 50 to 64, and finally 57% with the ages of 65 and older. The educational background appears that 90% of individuals that have some college are using the internet, whereas 76% of whites only and high school graduates or less is using the internet. On the income factor, you have 99% of households with a 75% income is using the internet, whereas the lesser income of $30,000 is about 77%. The survey reveals 74% of whites Non-Hispanic adults are using high-speed internet. Homes would also follow with 62% for African Americans and 56% for non-Hispanic. Let's move to the next slide. The internet trends and issues. When we look at the report in 2015 of the trends and issues, it's showing basically that the main activities are such as checking email, instant messaging, message boards. The second is fact-finding, information sources, the ability to be able to look up definitions and distant learning. The third would be posting information and uploads, posting your pictures and uploading music and videos. And fourth would be gathering information, consisting of seeking news and health information. The final trend, which was in 2013, 78% of internet users bought online, with clothing and traveling being the most popular items purchased. It is as we talk about the internet, we always have those that don't want to use it. And we have 15% of American adults who refuse to use the internet and email for reasons of difficulty, of insignificance, and difficulty in using the technology. And last, we have with we're looking at the privacy and personal data, which we know we are so able to use the internet to establish, putting our pictures out there, birth dates, your phone, even your phone numbers and addresses is made available for third parties. So we need to, in order to protect ourselves, being able to be more, proactive. At least 85% of internet users, if they were reducing the amount of data available, making it stricter with the privacy settings, on your social networking sites, changing your browser, installing security software. 59% of internet users think that it completely can be anonymous online. I just found that this was just a wealth of information that we were given about the privacy and everything. Using of the smartphones now. In 2015, 64% of American adults use smartphones, which has increased doubly since 2011. The internet is just a wealth of information and knowledge. So I hope that you've enjoyed the information that I've given you thus far. And I leave you with this question. The internet contains an abundance of information. Do you foresee an overload as well as countless issues containing security in the coming years? I would look forward to seeing your answers, and I hope you've enjoyed this presentation, because I've enjoyed giving you the information. Have a great day.